We're doing the Lagunitas Sumpin Easy. Sumpin.
Yeah.
This is 50 IBUs, 5.7% alcohol by volume. Their beer's pretty good. All their art and stories and everything else is a little far-fetched.
They talked heavily about the Yukonot hops that it has in it. It's going to be like a real fruity,
Yeah, there's always some
possibly slightly tropical deal.
Weird saying up here that just doesn't make sense.
Super light gold.
Yeah, it's kind of like the last one we did.
Kind of that straw sort of color.
Beautiful head.
Real light SRM. Yeah, it's definitely. I can see where they're talking about like pears and peachy almost out of the nose.
I get that too.
Yeah. Light, dry, very clean.
Not the sourness, but the flavor of almost a lemon. Right in the middle there, toward the end.
I get a little of that. I get not overwhelming, but very pronounced those peach notes to it. Almost like when you rub the outside of a peach and it starts to become really fragrant, and then you have just some of that meat from within. It's those hops for sure.
Mm-hmm. Thinking about it, it's there. I mean, it's not very. To me, it's not very like present.
It's much more subtle than these people who are just dumping in, all the trendy hops. But I really appreciate the light, dry, clean, short aspect of it. It doesn't linger tremendously long. It's not bitter. How many IBUs did this guy have? 50?
50, yeah.
You get more hop flavor and some of those residual, like fragrant volatiles out of it, but you don't get the bitterness out of it.
Yeah, it's not very bitter.
No, like really balanced.
At the very front, I can kind of get the pear just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then after that,
it kind of
turns
get a little
into
of that in
like
the nose too.
Yeah. To me, it kind of turns into a little bit of a lemon flavor, but not the sourness.
Without the sourness. Yeah. Now my third drink, I'm starting to get a little of that tinge there toward the end that you were getting, and it's a very interesting kind of almost bitterness.
Yeah. Somewhat of a bitterness. It's not bitter, but there's a hint of it.
Yeah, the thing is it's mixed with a little bit of an earthy aspect too. Yeah, that's that stone fruit he was talking about. I can smell that after I kind of.
Oh yeah, okay. That's different from the can.
Yeah, that's an extremely unique nose, and it took a couple drinks for that to come through in the flavor. But almost toward the end, about 3/4 through, it hits you and then drops off and goes away and then finishes real clean and short again.
To get the full effect, you want to get the nose while you're drinking it too.
Yeah,
which is
I agree.
you got to take time with it to get the whole perspective here. It's different. I like that because they kind of make it complicated for you to understand it.
Yeah, and it's not your typical profile that you'd get out of that everybody has. Like we're sick of everybody just being just so weak and conformist. This beer is not that.
No,
at all. I appreciate that. I think it'd be a good food beer. I would really like to see it with like rich seafood though. Seared scallops with a nice, rich, creamy, citrusy bed underneath the seared scallops, and then maybe some green peppercorns or a lot of black pepper, and then some really hard shaved cheese or something where it's just like rich beyond belief, but maybe you only have 3 scallops and it's a little appetizer,
Oh yeah.
Go really well with this. Something like super, super rich and buttery and
right. Bass, salmon. Like
sea
a lot
bass.
Of the fish. Yeah, sea bass would be good.
Sea bass would be really good with like a kind of almost a traditional kind of beurre blanc with it, right? But buttery and fatty, and season that up with, or like maybe a shrimp or lobster, maybe like slipper lobsters. Almost sautéed up with some of this in the sauté, maybe pork or something, a lighter meat, where you were doing the same sort of thing, but you were including like some fruit that would play
Okay.
off of this. You
Yeah.
know, like some peach or something.
Yeah, I was thinking like crayfish tails and shit.
Yeah.
That'd be good with this.
It would be good with some, like some spicy too. You could do almost like a crayfish and etouffee or a gumbo with the tails. Or
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
That'd be tasty.
Gumbo
with
would
this.
be fucking good.
Yeah,
with this
rich
thing.
tomatoey. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very, very interesting beer.
Yeah, it's like
very
it's
interesting.
one of those beers that you don't run into often, where it's like.